Hey YouTube, this is me, Kenny, and we're back with Kerbal Space Program. Last time I tried to get Jeb on a quick rocket to the moon and back, and it failed miserably. So we're gonna try and get some success out of it, and maybe, redeem Jeb and all his efforts. So let's get to it. We're at the vehicle assembly bay, and someone asked on YouTube to go over Asparagus staging a little more clearly. So I'm gonna run quickly through making a rocket and hopefully go step by step when the Asparagus station comes around. There it is. Let's do all the crucial stuff first. Let's make that. What's this? Separator. Separator. So right now I'm just building sort of the basic lander. Let's not use that, let's use this. Where was it? Lander legs. No, those lander legs. That's 6 4s do. And was the smallest rocket model. There we go. So there we got our lander and we turned vehicle. That should be able to do it. Keep forgetting where stuff is. There it is. Now let's use the lunar increase. Hopefully this thing will also we don't need that much. Yeah, the small little. Since, this should already be in space, it shouldn't need that much thrust to actually get from point A to point B once you get into orbit. Now let's do another separator. That up. And let's do this. Now let's do something special with the stage. Let's use advanced SAS. There we go. That should give us plenty of thrust. And also allow this to help stabilize it. Now also another thing, efficiency-wise, whenever you get in orbit, there's the specific impulse in the atmosphere and then in vacuum. That roughly tells you how efficient the rocket is. Like, the nuclear is great when it comes to outer space travel, while it sucks in atmosphere. While, oh well, then it just sort of roughs average out everywhere else. Now for the main lift stages. So we'll need you. We don't need you. We need you. Yep. Now some fuel tanks. Fuel tanks, yay. Wait a minute, I don't need that. Let's take that. Okay. Building it too big. I'll need another one. Now I'm going to start with the Asparagus staging. So the best thing to do is set it to 2. So everything's going to be mirrored by pairs instead of whole radial sections. So do that. I think that'll do it. No. No, that was whole. Okay, let's do it just one at a time then. And also, I like keeping things symmetrical, so let's just go down the pipe. There, we got that. Now all I have to do is hold Alt, click that, and since it's already doubled, so let's just find a nice place to put this. I usually match it up to the separators, and do the same thing for the other side. There we go. Now the other tricky part is, well, linking up the fuel tanks isn't that tricky. So let's do this to here. So fuel's going from fuel right here is going to here, and then it's also gonna get pumped into here. So fuel's going from there to there into the last set. Then the fuel is also going to be pumped from the outside to the inside rocket. So like that. That's all I have to worry about the piping. Now the ejection stage is the only other difficult thing to worry about. So let's make two more. This one's going first, so you just figure out which one. That one. That'll inject first, then these, then the last. So I'm just now going to just tidy this thing up, make it look a little better, and I'll get back to you back on the launch pad. Well, we're back. So we now have the Jeb 2, and ironically, somehow Jebediah is piloting it again. Seems like he was found a way to swim back from the moon. Or we've got a clone-in project somewhere that I'm not aware of. But as you see, the only thing I really added on was some struts to make sure it's stable, which doesn't really look that stable. But Jebediah is alright with it. He survived one rocket to the moon, he'll survive another. Now, of course, the Asparagus station, it's real fuel efficient. It keeps a lot of thrust while minimizing weight as it goes. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So before these go out, we drop it. This should be the last fuel tank. Flying Jeb into space again. Usually I start grabbing turning. Last time I started turning early because we didn't have any form of control. Now we do, and now we can fly a lot more straighter, which is good. Let's start rolling this thing over. There we go. Now we're on the last sets of stages. Yay! Let's see, where are we? Yay, we're leaving the atmosphere. Now, of course, I've seen a lot of people do other things. If you want me to try and do sort of other things, like try and make an actual airplane, feel free to leave in comments of sort of objectives that you would like me to see me do, or you want to see me try to explain, because I do know some of the math behind like interplanetary trajectories. I decided to actually learn a little bit of that in some downtime at my work, and it's real interesting. You know, that high school calculus and pre-cal comes in handy. And I can cut the engines here. Yeah. So let's just get up there. Yeah, I think this rocket will make it to the moon. Oh, it'll make it to the moon easily. The question is, can I land it? Oh, I'm physical time warping. Okay. I'm not sure if this is breaking my craft or anything. Okay, cool. Let's see. Tiny window. The only air supply he'll ever need. But yeah, feel free to leave in comments any sorts of missions or tasks that you want me to do. One thing I might think about doing is making like series of probes and installing the MapSat mod, and then be all scientific and send probes to map other planets and moons and sort of do stuff that we do nowadays in real life. Just send probes out, which would be fun. Okay, here we go. Sweet. Yeah, I got plenty of time to get this thing to elliptical. The only thing I hate about this stage right now is that's the only engine that's working. So slow. Oh, okay, it's not the slowest thing that I have on this rocket. Those other motors are just horrific. Great for landing in like long distance endurance stuff, but nah. I would hate to take it, I would hate to do aero break-ins and all that with those, not aero break-ins, but break in around an orbit of a planet that doesn't have an atmosphere. 130, 140, yay! It's sort of circular. Nah, I'm gonna have to wait for the moon. So let's take in the sights. go. Now it's the time for the the transfer bond. That's what they're called. Now, if this stage can do it all by itself, I'll be amazed. And all of this can be used for landing and then eventually blowing up on the planet. Because, you know, I've done that before. And it's hilarious. It's always good to see Jeb smile. Oh, I mean scream horribly. Lets him know that he's actually a human being. And not a Kerbal with a monkey brain. And it's actually doing it. Yeah, it did it. Barely. Alright, I guess I'll see you guys over on the moon side.